Vedic science, the Vedic wisdom, is truly scientific. It is immensely practical and proven.
The world of science moves fast, always reaching, always discovering, always convinced it stands at the cutting edge of truth. And yet, something extraordinary is happening. Across laboratories, lecture halls, and deep space observatories, a quiet realization is taking root. The most advanced theories of today, multiverses, quantum entanglement, the cyclical nature of time, are not new. They echo something far older, something buried in the pages of ancient Indian texts, written thousands of years ago. For centuries, these scriptures, the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Puranas, were dismissed by the scientific community as myth, as poetic musings of a bygone civilization. But as modern physics unravels the mysteries of reality, the words of the ancient sages suddenly seem less like metaphors and more like revelations. The parallels are too striking to ignore. The Rig Veda's hymn of creation speaks of an unfathomable cosmos, questioning its very origins with a humility that mirrors the approach of today's most brilliant astrophysicists. The Bhagavata Purana tells stories that align uncannily with multiverse theories, tales where entire universes exist side by side, each governed by its own cosmic laws. And the concept of Kalachakra, the wheel of time, describes a universe in endless cycles of birth and destruction, an idea that resonates with modern cosmology's oscillating universe models. It is not merely coincidence. It is not fiction. It is knowledge, vast, ancient, and waiting to be recognized. For the longest time, science has looked ahead, charting the future with relentless determination. But now, something is calling from behind. A wisdom so old, yet so astonishingly relevant, that even the most skeptical minds are forced to stop and reconsider. Could it be that the truths we seek today were already known? That in our quest for progress, we have overlooked the very foundation of our understanding? Modern science is catching up. But the question remains, will it be ready to listen? A civilization long gone, its wisdom locked away in ancient texts. For centuries, the world saw them as hymns, prayers, philosophy, words meant for temples, not laboratories. But look closer, and something remarkable emerges. These aren't just spiritual verses. They are blueprints of reality. The Vedas, Upanishads, and Puranas describe the universe with a depth that rivals modern physics. They speak of cosmic cycles spanning billions of years, a concept shockingly close to what today's astronomers estimate for the life and death of galaxies. They tell of multiple realms of existence, separated by laws beyond human comprehension, an idea now explored through multiverse theories and quantum mechanics. They whisper of a universe shaped by forces unseen, forces that today's scientists are just beginning to measure. Consider the Rig Veda's hymn of creation, not a declaration of facts, but a series of profound questions. Who truly knows? Who can declare how creation happened? The gods themselves came after creation. Who, then, can know its origins? These are not the words of dogma. They are the words of inquiry. They carry the same humility, the same search for truth that drives scientific discovery today. And then there is time. Kalachakra, the wheel of time, describes cycles of existence so vast, so intricate, that they mirror modern theories of an oscillating universe, one that expands, contracts, and is reborn over and over again. The calculations within the ancient texts give the lifespan of the cosmos in numbers eerily close to modern estimations. A day of Brahma, they say, spans 4.32 billion years, an age uncannily similar to Earth's estimated history. Coincidence? Or evidence that the ancients knew far more than we ever assumed? For generations, these texts were labeled as mythology, their insights buried under the weight of skepticism. But now, the lines between spiritual wisdom and scientific truth are blurring. The knowledge of the past is knocking on the door of the present, challenging everything we thought we knew. So the real question is no longer whether this knowledge is real. The real question is, are we ready to understand it? A single universe, a single reality. That's what most believed for centuries. But modern physics is beginning to paint a different picture, one of infinite worlds, parallel dimensions, and alternate versions of existence unfolding all at once. Surprisingly, this is not a new idea. Thousands of years ago, ancient Indian texts spoke of something strikingly similar. The Bhagavata Purana, the Upanishads, and the Vedas describe a cosmos far beyond what the human eye can see, a vast, interconnected web of countless universes, each governed by its own laws of nature. One of the most astonishing accounts comes from the Bhagavata Purana, where Brahma, the creator, is humbled by a revelation beyond comprehension. In his pride, he believes he is the supreme force in the cosmos. But then, Krishna lifts the veil of reality, revealing something that shatters Brahma's understanding. Before him, there are not just one or two, but infinite versions of himself, each ruling over their own universe. Countless Brahmas, countless worlds, each existing simultaneously, separated not by distance, but by layers of existence beyond mortal perception. This is not just a mythological story. It is a direct parallel to what modern physics now suggests, the idea that our universe is just one of many, part of a greater multiverse, where infinite versions of reality unfold in parallel. And then, there's the Vishnu Purana, which describes the universe as an endless expanse of Brahmandas, cosmic eggs floating in an infinite ocean. Within each, an entire cosmos exists, complete with its own time, space, and governing forces. The concept of lokas, or different planes of existence, further deepens the resemblance to modern theories of parallel universes. The Upanishads speak of realities layered on top of each other, coexisting yet unseen, much like quantum physics' idea of multiple dimensions existing beyond human perception. For centuries, these descriptions were considered poetic allegories, religious symbolism meant for contemplation. But today, as physicists dive deeper into the mysteries of quantum mechanics and cosmic inflation, the echoes of these ancient texts grow louder. The sages who wrote these words did not have telescopes. They had no particle accelerators, no equations to define quantum fields. And yet, they described a cosmos that modern science is only now beginning to glimpse. So here we are, standing at the edge of discovery, faced with an unsettling question. Did we just uncover the multiverse? Or did the ancient world already know? The way time is understood shapes the way reality is perceived. In the modern world, time moves in a straight line, one beginning, one end, a sequence that never repeats. But what if time doesn't work that way? What if time is not a line, but a cycle? For the ancient sages of India, time was never linear. It was vast, repeating, an endless wheel turning across eternity. This concept, known as Kalachakra, the wheel of time, described a universe that wasn't marching toward an end but flowing through endless cycles of creation, destruction, and rebirth. And now, modern science is catching up. Astrophysicists speak of a universe that may collapse and be reborn, cycling through an eternal process of expansion and contraction, a theory that aligns shockingly well with what the Vedic texts have been saying for millennia. The Big Bang may not have been the first, and it may not be the last. According to these ancient texts, time is divided into yugas, vast epochs that shape existence. The cycle consists of 4 ages. Satya Yuga, a golden age of truth and enlightenment. Treta Yuga, a world where righteousness begins to fade. Dvapara Yuga, an age of further decline, where knowledge is still present, but corruption spreads. Kali Yuga, the age of darkness, where ignorance and chaos dominate. And then, the cycle begins again. Creation and destruction, forever intertwined. One of the most astonishing aspects of Vedic cosmology is the concept of a day of Brahma, a single cosmic day lasting 4.32 billion years. This number is eerily close to modern estimates of Earth's geological age and the timescales proposed for cosmic events. Even more remarkably, the lifespan of the universe as described in these texts spans 311 trillion years, a number so vast that it dwarfs human comprehension, yet aligns with scientific speculation on the lifespan of multiple cosmic cycles. For centuries, these ideas were dismissed as religious mythology. Today, physicists exploring the mysteries of black holes, dark energy, and the potential for a cyclic universe are arriving at the same conclusions. That time does not simply stretch forward into an infinite void, but may, in fact, turn back on itself, resetting the cosmos in an eternal dance. Ancient wisdom and cutting-edge science are no longer speaking different languages. They are converging, revealing a truth that transcends cultures, centuries, and civilizations. So is time truly moving forward? Or have we been here before? Reality, the solid ground beneath your feet, the vast sky above, the laws of physics that govern every movement, every interaction, every certainty you hold about existence. But what if reality isn't what it seems? For thousands of years, ancient Indian philosophy has spoken of Maya, the great illusion. The idea that what is perceived as solid and absolute is nothing more than a projection, a shifting veil over something deeper, something beyond the senses, something beyond space and time. Today, quantum physics is beginning to whisper the same unsettling truth. At the smallest levels of existence, particles do not behave like solid objects. They exist in multiple states at once. They change based on observation. The very act of measuring reality alters reality itself, a concept eerily similar to what the sages of old have been saying all along. In the Upanishads, an ancient teaching echoes through time. Tat tvam asi, you are that. This is not poetry. It is a statement of cosmic unity. It suggests that consciousness is not separate from the universe. It is the universe. The observer and the observed are one and the same. Modern science is beginning to ask the same question. Could consciousness be fundamental to existence? Could the mind shape reality in ways we do not yet understand? In quantum mechanics, the observer effect suggests that reality exists in a state of probability until it is observed. This aligns uncannily with Advaita Vedanta, a philosophy that claims the separation between the self and the universe is nothing but an illusion. Then, there is quantum entanglement, a phenomenon where two particles, no matter how far apart, remain mysteriously connected. Distance, space, separation, none of it matters. The Vedic texts spoke of a similar idea thousands of years ago, that all things are connected at the most fundamental level, that reality is not made of isolated fragments, but a unified field of existence. Science is now building theories that consciousness itself may be a fundamental force of the universe, much like gravity or electromagnetism. The idea that the mind is not merely a byproduct of matter, but something interwoven with the very fabric of reality. The sages did not have laboratories. They did not have equations. But they had something else, a direct, unshakable knowing. Through deep meditation, through inner exploration, they glimpsed truths that modern physics is only now beginning to quantify. For centuries, science and spirituality have stood on opposite shores, divided by skepticism. But now, as discoveries unfold, those shores are drifting closer. And one question grows louder. Has science finally begun to understand what the ancients always knew? For centuries, the human race has looked ahead, building, discovering, pushing the boundaries of what is possible. Science has been the great torch in the darkness, illuminating the unknown, turning speculation into fact. And yet, the deeper science digs, the more it finds itself staring into something ancient. The Vedas, the Upanishads, the Puranas, these were never just stories or religious doctrines. They were maps of reality, written in a language that blended philosophy, observation, and profound introspection. They spoke of multiple universes, cyclic time, the illusion of matter, and the fundamental role of consciousness in shaping existence. Ideas that modern physics is only now beginning to grasp. For so long, these teachings were dismissed as myth. But today, science is standing at a threshold where those myths are becoming equations, where allegories are aligning with quantum theories, where spirituality and physics are no longer adversaries, but two perspectives of the same vast truth. This is not just about history. This is about the future. Technology is advancing faster than ever. Artificial intelligence, space travel, quantum computing. Each breakthrough pushes humanity further into uncharted territory. But knowledge without wisdom is a dangerous path. The ancient texts did not just seek to understand the universe. They sought to balance understanding with purpose. So what lesson does the past offer? That progress without introspection is hollow. That discovery without humility leads to arrogance. That the universe is not just a machine to be studied, but a mystery to be respected. And perhaps most importantly, that the greatest truths are not just found in the equations of tomorrow, but in the wisdom of those who came before.